Hello everybody and welcome back to week 4 of the ABL season 3. We are here. We are going into this match this week 3-0, hopefully picking up our 4th win in again the ABL. But battle's not starting quite yet, so I wanted to spend this time to kind of go over the team, fill you guys in on what I am bringing to this match, and just kind of talk about the strategy a little bit, talk about my thoughts, and yeah, kind of break things down a little bit. Also, I had this Pokemon Sword layout, which I've used for other things, but it's kind of cool. It lets you guys see the team that I'm bringing down at the bottom. A little bit different, maybe the battle screen isn't going to be as big, so let me know if you like this layout or if you like how I've had previous videos with really just full screen battle with just my webcam and little overlay in the top left. So let me know down below your preference for the layout. I thought this might be cool to try it out, to have a little bit more information on the screen as far as what my team is throughout the battle. First up, we're just going to go right into our Dynamax captain here. Corbinite, pretty much standard. I haven't mixed up his set a lot. Sometimes I run Bulk Up instead of Tailwind, but this week I really want Tailwind, and I'll explain why. But Tailwind, Brave Bird, Iron Head, Body Press, and Leftovers. I decided I wanted Gradual Recovery because there's not a lot of Pokemon on my opponent's team that can output a lot of damage, and so I felt like having Gradual Recovery, especially if I get this thing protected with some light screens and stuff, and reflects to boost its defenses, it's just going to be hard to take down. So having the Leftovers gradually restores 1/16 of my health every turn, which is going to be very helpful. I meant to do this first, but here's my opponent this week, the Phoenix Solrocks. And this is their team over here. So they got the Arctozolt, Behem, Beware, Colossal, Drapion, Phalanx, Frosmoth, Komodo, Mudsdale, Poltegeist, and Solrock. 3 fighting types in Phalanx, Komodo, and Beware, which is definitely interesting. They have some powerful, hard-hitting mons on their team, so I definitely had to prepare and practice to be ready to deal with it. But so just so you can get an idea of what they can bring, and kind of these are the Pokemon I had to keep in mind when building my team. So that being said, my overall strategy, I'll go with how my thought process went. Grimmsnarl is pretty much standard. I haven't decided to run anything crazy with Grimmsnarl yet because it functions so well setting up screens. So light screen, reflect. I'm bringing double screens this week with the light clay so that the light screen and reflect last for 8 turns instead of 5. Prankster, as always, you guys know what Grimmsnarl's Prankster does. Makes these moves that are status go first. Taunt, specifically I wanted Taunt because there's a lot of setup. A lot of this team can set up things. Has the ability for Stealth Rocks, which I'm not too worried about Stealth Rocks, but if I think they're going for it, I can't, turn 1, I can always throw out a Taunt. Specifically Taunt for, like, Behem. I can stop Behem from setting up Trick Room. I can stop Frosmoth from going for Quiver Dance. I can stop Poltegeist from Shell Smashing. So a lot of setup on the opponent's team. Sorry, that was my calc. So Taunt is really good, and guaranteed that I get to move first without having to invest anything in my speed. So Grimmsnarl is just max HP with a little bit of attack here and a little bit of special defense. Adamant Nature, just to... And I decided to change this to Play Rough because I wanted the extra damage of Play Rough. I didn't really think Spirit Break lowers the special attack. There wasn't really anybody on their team I was worried about needing to lower their special attack, because that's what light screen's for. It just increases my defense. I don't need to lower their special attack. So that is the gist for Grimmsnarl. I plan on actually leading, most likely, Grimmsnarl to taunt or set up screens, and then also Scrafty. So I can taunt one mon and fake out the other. So I can essentially, if they go for double setup, I can potentially stop them from doing anything the first turn. And then we got a super bulky, this Scrafty is super bulky, just naturally. Obviously, I have invested in attack and HP because it just has naturally really high defense and special defense stats. Plus with the assault vest, its special defense is just a beast. Like it's really only weak to fairy type, and the only fairy type move they can have is Dazzling Gleam on Frosmoth, which does not do much damage to Scrafty with an assault vest, especially if I get a light screen up. I don't even. It might be like less than a 3. It might be a 4-hit KO to take out Scrafty. I'm not 100% on that. So basically, these two are super bulky together, and they're just hard to take out once I get the light screen and reflect, which I'm pretty much guaranteed to get set up. I don't really see a way for them to stop me from getting my screen set up. They could always break my screens with Brick Break. I believe a couple of their mons get Brick Break, but at least I get them set up for a couple turns, and it wastes time where they would have to knock down the screens. So that's my lead, again, is those. And then realistically, my next thing is to get my Corviknight in behind some screens so that it doesn't get taken down very easily. Also, Intimidate. Intimidate is really good because then they have a lot of physical attackers. Phalanx, Drapion, Colossal, Beware, Arctozolt. Like, more than half of their team is physical. Komodo can be kind of either physical or special. So we'll see what they run. But either way, Intimidate is a fantastic ability. Sorry for all the clicking around. So then my next thing is after I kind of do some shenanigans with Grimmsnarl and Scrafty, my general game plan is to get Corviknight in, set up Tailwind, so that it makes so I'm just faster than everything, basically. Specifically with Arctivish, just a Tailwind behind Arctivish, so that it can utilize its Choice Band. I decided not to run Choice Scarf because the Tailwind will help me be faster. The Choice Band is extra power, so that it boosts my damage, but I'm locked into one attack. But like all I really need is Vicious Rend. Vicious Rend. Choice Band, Vicious Rend, Okos, their Gigantamax Pokemon in one hit if they decide to stay in for some reason with Colossal against it. It gets one shot, and depending on how much defense they run, it can Oko Mudsdale or 2-hit KO, but they have to run like max HP, max defense for that. I did the calc. And then just this general coverage moves. Easy, like I don't really need to. Arctivish is fine. Arctivish does its job. The Choice Band just gives it the extra oomph, and the speed comes from the Tailwind. And Corviknight is, again, HP and attack, similar to Scrafty, just bulky, really bulky team, with, Arctivish being the speed backed by Tailwind, because it's not really a fast mon, but with max speed plus Tailwind, it outspeeds quite a bit. And their team is not very fast as well. I'm really bad at explaining my thought process, so I'm just kind of all over the place. I apologize, kind of thinking of things as I go. I'm not prepared at all. So I covered all these guys' sets. And again, Unnerve, just in case they want to eat berries, no berries for them. There's not really a lot of Pokemon that they have that can lower my stats. So his other ability of Mirror Armor really wasn't something I thought I would need to bring. And then Turtonator. So Turtonator, we're going bulky, max HP. This is supposed to be modest. Max HP, max special attack. Just, you can see, just like really bulky. Like defense, special defense, and then just an insanely high, a really good special attack stat. Boosted plus modest. I mean, if I get a Shell Smash off, these Draco Meteor and Flamethrowers are going to be doing a bunch. I also decided if Earthquake doesn't do enough damage because I have no investment in attack. So Focus Blast, it has terrible accuracy, but if I want to risk it, if I have a +2 Focus Blast, that's going to do a lot of damage to a lot of their Pokemon. So yeah, that's just that's my game plan. Is if I can get Turtonator behind, again, with its naturally really high defenses, if this thing comes in against with Light Screen and Reflect Up, there's really not an easy way for my opponent to take it down. It's really bulky and can return really hard with special attacking hits. Yeah, that's the game plan here. My most my favorite strategy, I'll say, this week was how I decided to run my Espeon. I took some thinking and practicing, but I realized I could just run some shenanigans. It's really fast, so obviously really fast, a lot of special attack, just really powerful with Shadow Ball, Psychic, Dazzling Gleam. Just coverage moves, can hit really hard. And if I really want to mess with, so one of the big things that my opponent has going for them is the items that they run on, like the certain Pokemon. So I'll explain. Mudsdale has a lot of times does run Assault Vest, just like my Scrafty does. So Assault Vest, boosting its special defense. It's really good physically defensive, but its special defense is really kind of on the weaker side. Not really weak, it's still base 85, but kind of weak. So if I can get rid of its Assault Vest, it's much easier to take down. So if I can take its beneficial item and give it an item that it's not going to want to use, like it doesn't want a choice spec. So I basically can use Trick, which would swap our items, to like get rid of the Mudsdale's Assault Vest. Also, Colossal has been running Weakness Policy a lot. My opponent seems to run Weakness Policy, which is a fantastic item. So there, I can give it choice specs, which unless you don't really run Colossal special, I don't really know how they're going to run Colossal, because honestly it has the same base special attack as physical attack, but I think coverage moves, its moves are better physical. So you wouldn't normally see a Colossal run special attacks, so giving it the choice specs doesn't help it at all, and getting rid of its weakness policy is huge. That removes a huge threat. And also Pokemon that want to set up. If they try to set up and you give them a choice item, they're locked into that move, and basically it stops them from continuing to set up or do anything with that setup. Especially like Trick Room. If they go for Trick Room and then they get choice specs, then they have to switch out, or they'll just keep using Trick Room and resetting it and setting it. So yeah, if I want to continue to keep the choice specs, I just hit really hard with my moves. If I want to get rid of the choice specs, that means I can steal an opponent's item, and then I'm not locked into my moves anymore. And I still have really good power, but just slightly less because I lose the special attack boost. So that's my team. I did some practice battles, and I'm very confident. I don't want to get overconfident. I don't want to lose, obviously, but I'm very confident. The team performed well. I think it's well balanced. I think my strategies have worked in my practice. Now the moment of truth is upon us, whether or not my strategy will pay off in the actual battle. So we're a couple minutes away from the battle. I'm going to cut the video here. I will see you guys when we get started. So I like my leading ones. Here, taunting, intimidating, faking out. Those are pretty much my dedicated moves. It might be predictable, but I think it works. So we're going to lead off here with our boys. I'm so sorry. I was probably just destroying your eardrums. I'm deeply sorry for probably how loud that game music was. Yugi and Rex Raptor. Okay. So this thing could be Choice Scarf. I guess I could just... I think I should just taunt the Poltegeist so it can't set up. It might want to go for a Shell Smash. I don't really know what other move. It might go for, like, Strength Sap, but again, if I taunt it, it can't do anything that isn't damaging. And then there's no reason I don't just Fake Out. Yeah, I'm going to go for Taunt Fake Out. Because if I Fake Out the Arctozolt, it can't move this turn. If I taunt the Poltegeist, it can't use a setup move. And if it goes for damage, I don't really think it has very good damaging moves against me. So I think I might be able to get a free turn if he's trying to attack with Arctozolt, Rex Raptor. He switches out Rex Raptor and sends in Beware. Okay. I Fake Out. Taunt. I really don't know what this... Can't use Shell Smash. Okay, so we prevent the Shell Smash. This thing is leftovers. Okay. We basically just set up our Reflect now, and... Well, do we want to save Scrafty for anybody else? Or do we predict a fighting type move? Predict a fighting type move and go into somebody else. I could switch in Corviknight. I forgot to switch one of my moves on Corviknight. A really important move. I messed up. That could be really bad. I meant to give Tailwind to Corviknight. I forgot to do that. Hopefully that doesn't screw me up. Or do I want to just go for damage against it now? Because I might expect a fighting type attack. I think I'm slower, so I'm gonna see what he goes for. So I'm gonna go for Reflect and then Drain Punch. Out switches Poltergeist in switches the... I get my Reflect up, but in switches the Dynamax Pokemon Colossal. Superpower, that's gonna hurt. That's gonna hurt. But its defenses are now, or its attack and defense is lowered. I get a Drain Punch at, so that does about half, and I get my health back. That thing's pretty bulky though. I think I just play rough and I have a Reflect up, so I'm actually gonna switch in Espeon here. Because I want to be able to use Trick and switch items with potentially the Dynamax Pokemon. The Dynamax comes out. I think with Reflect, I don't think it can KO anything. I'm not sure what he's gonna go for with it. We'll see who he targets. I'm curious who he would target. Grimmsnarl's annoying, so I could see him wanting to just get rid of the Grimmsnarl. That doesn't... Oh, the Espeon doesn't do much. Attack again falls, defense falls. Play rough, hits, and KOs, which is really good. We get our first KO. I need to be like writing this stuff down. Rock Ball does not do much at all behind the Reflect. ABL weak for. So we get the rocks. Ooh, that's annoying. Those rocks are annoying. I'm curious to see who will be switched in here. Grim KOs. Beware. Who is this? Solrock? I would have to imagine that thing is going to try to set up something. So I'm gonna actually trick. I'm gonna pull a trick here and swap items with the Dynamax, Gigantamax Pokemon. Because I want to see what item it's running, and it can have choice specs. Because I don't think it doesn't have a special rock type attack. So again, the taunt comes out. He has to imagine that. I mean, what else do you run on a Solrock though? Ooh. I got its weakness policy. There you go. And it can't use Cosmic Power. Okay. Boom. Bada bing, bada boom. Strategy worked fine. Now you have choice specs. I have. And just for the sake of... Alright, there we go. Okay. Well, this is where I clearly just bring in Arctivish. This is where Arctivish shines, right here. I'll show you guys. I mean, he might max guard, but I don't really know what that gets him in the long run. And then we just Shadow Ball, because I want to get rid of that thing before its taunt wears off. The Solrock. I'm really bad at explaining what I'm doing. I am really sorry about that, guys. Shadow Ball, yeah, of course Espeon's the fastest. Shadow Ball, no choice specs, modest, still KOs, so that's really cool. Espeon KO on Solrock. Oh, and yeah, Fishious Run, Coast. Okay, Arctovish KO, whatever this thing is called. Colossal. So rocks, that chip damage from the G-Max Volcanith is super annoying though. But so far my strategy is working out how I wanted it to. Things get really scary the next week here. But here is also actually a pretty scary. Actually, this is a good switch in for. Yeah, I'm gonna bring in you, and let's see, who is naturally faster? So naturally, Espeon is faster. So let's see if this just takes out Poltegeist, unless it's Focus Sash. Espeon's naturally faster, so this Shadow Ball should KO, I would imagine. I think this is gonna KO. Oh, he lives. Bolt Break into... that does not very much. Shell Smash. It is what it is. So it's gonna be faster now. It's probably gonna take out Espeon, I would imagine. So let me think about this. Who do they have left on their team? They have basically Komodo left. So honestly, I am gonna... use this opportunity. He can't take down both. So I feel like he's got to target Espeon with his Yugi. So that means I can safely... I gotta get that thing out of here. So let's just flamethrower that, and... is there anything I can switch in? Yeah. I'm gonna save Espeon. And we're gonna switch and get an Intimidate off onto the Arctozolt. I can fake out this turn also. Because if it's a Shadow Ball, I don't think a Shadow Ball is gonna... oh, he swaps it out. Okay. This is perfect. Okay. His Shadow Balls, that might KO. +2 Shadow Ball, definitely KOs. Okay. But now is where things get interesting. Because I'm just gonna Dynamax and Airstream. No. I am gonna Dynamax and Airstream the Yugi, and then we are gonna fake out the Komodo. We are in a good position, but it is by no means over. I mean, I do have my Dynamax still, but they have a Shell Smash boosted Poltegeist, which is definitely putting in the work. It's not the fastest thing on both of our teams, and it's +2 special attack. That Shadow Ball does a monster amount of damage. I'm really curious how well Corviknight is honestly going to take it. I don't think it definitely won't OHKO in its Dynamax form. I really don't believe. But it does over half. But we live. We get the max Airstream up. That could very well be Choice Scarf Arctozolt, which would be honestly pretty bad. We get a little bit of leftovers recovery. What do we want to do here? I'm super slow. My team is really, really slow. But we are +1 speed. And and they're neutral. I don't really know what. I'm gonna make an interesting play here. Well, let me see. Who do I have in the back still? I have Espeon, Arctovish. I really need to prioritize taking out Rex Raptor here. So I'm gonna max guard and Drain Punch Rex Raptor. This is tough because that Arctozolt, if it's Choice Scarf, which it might be. It's definitely the fastest thing, so it is. Yeah, that's definitely Choice Scarf. We get a lot of health back, but and close combat just KOs. Okay. Okay. So this is actually kind of tough. So Reflect wore off, which is pretty annoying. Now I wish I was Choice Scarf, but I really wasn't expecting Arctazol. I really wasn't. So I bring in Espeon here because he doesn't have priority. He has to pick who he wants to take out. And so he's gonna outspeed. So I might as well. We just gotta double into it. Yeah, we gotta double into it. We got it. I don't know if that KOs. Yeah, we're gonna max Steel Spike and Dazzling Gleam because he has to pick who he wants to KO. If he chooses, he protects, which is good for me because I'm curious to see who he's gonna go for. Oh, we're faster. I didn't think I'd be faster, but I guess I'm faster than Choice Scarf Arctazol. So, never mind. I was thinking he would outspeed. So, never mind. Okay. If he would have outsped, it would have been tough because he could have taken out one of those two. Max Steel Spike goes into Protect. This was close. That Arctazol running around, the speed, definitely had the speed control, and it was my mistake because I meant, again, to have Tailwind on my Corviknight, and that was a big mistake. And I knew I needed to switch his moveset, but I just got distracted before the battle started, and I didn't put the perfect move the correct move set. I won't say perfect. I'm not gonna toot my own horn that much. So yeah, now we just the Dazzling Gleam. It's protected. I don't think there's no way they can really stop. You can't take out both. So this was a really good match, and it came down to it. I definitely think. But the speed of Espeon just compared to Arctazol, Arctazol's good, but it's the same thing as Arctivish. They're really slow. They're only base 55. So even with Choice Scarf, which it has to be Choice Scarf to be outspeeding the likes of like Komodo and other stuff. So good battle, really good battle to Wes. Really well building a team, kind of bringing the Solrock and the Arctazol for the first time. I really was. Because of how heavily he had leaned and how many times he had brought like Frosmoth and Mudsdale twice and Behemoth once, like I was really expecting a lot of those mons, but it was really good. It kind of wait, my bad. I didn't mean to start another battle. It threw me off my game plan a lot because I had really built my team kind of expecting him to go for what he had gone for, maybe what he was more comfortable with. But he really brought a good team, and he really pinpointed my weaknesses, which was my team is slow, and my big, he brought his biggest threat to my Dynamax Pokemon, which is really good in this league. I think is being able to assess your opponent's biggest threat, and in a lot of cases, the Dynamax captain is your opponent's biggest threat. So having an option to beat it was really good. Yeah, I'll have to go back and rewatch that battle because I was just in a flurry of emotions and everything there. So that was a really good battle. Again, GG to Wes. We are 4-0 going into the Dynamic Shuffle. Thank you guys for watching this video. I will see you guys in the next one. Leave a comment down below if you like the battle. And again, remind me if you like this layout or if you want me to do the other sort of layout. But I kind of like it. So I kind of like it, but I want to know your thoughts as well. So let me know. Again, see you guys in the next video.